Hey guys, if your air conditioner is having issues starting, you just hear it humming and it's not really kicking on, the blower isn't rotating or the compressor isn't kicking on, it's worth looking at the capacitor and testing that out before you replace the whole unit. Hey guys, so here we're working on a Dometic air conditioner, and the customer was telling me that he could not get it to kick on at all. So when I tested it, all I got was a hum. You can hear the motor humming. From down below, I took the plastic cover off since it has a ceiling unit with the controls right there, and it's a low hanging ceiling, so I was able to reach it, take the cover off so I can rotate the motor by hand, and I saw that it was trying to kick on. It would rotate, although still a little slow there, but it was working. So I just want to show you the process. I'm guessing it's just the capacitor here. So we're going to go ahead and open this up, and I'll show you how we can test that capacitor. Another thing to keep in mind, another symptom that I saw is when I tried to kick the compressor on, I used a little tool that I have, a peacemaker tool that lets me connect directly to the air conditioner. And when I was trying to turn the motor on, that's where we were struggling, so I just spun it by hand and it kicked off. And when I would try to kick the compressor on, it just tripped. It would not do anything. So let's go ahead and open this up and I'll show you how to test this. Alright, so 4 screws will take that cover off, that shroud, and let me get you over here to show you the capacitor. Alright, so this is where the capacitor's at, inside this little box. And up here, I've got these 2 screws that I'm going to take off so we can open this up. So let's get to it. Alright, with the 2 screws out of the way, that comes off and there's our capacitor. First things first, you want to cut power. You want to make sure there's no power here so you don't get shocked. And I'm just going to disconnect these 2 so I can test it all out. I'm not worried about that one. So basically all I'm doing is shorting it out. With the multimeter, we can do some testing here. So the function I'm looking for is this one right here. Let me get this focus. There we go. So the function I'm looking for is this one right here, that you can think of some kind of umbrella, and that will let me test the capacitor here. So according to the capacitor, it's a 55. So between here, that's our common, and our fan, which was this back one, the brown wire, I should be getting a reading of 5, plus or minus 5%. And I'm not even getting 1. And here, between the common and the compressor, I should be getting 50. And my multimeter is showing 29 to 30. But that is way less than what it should be. So we'll replace the capacitor. If I did the same thing here between our common and fan, I should have our 5. It takes a second for the multimeter. Yes, 5.1. And between the fan and compressor, I should have 50. And the multimeter's reading, yep, right at 50. So this is perfect. So I'll go ahead and take this off, all these wires. You might want to take a picture before undoing it to not confuse yourself, but I'm used to it. All the commons are these whites, the fan is the brown, and the compressor is red in this case. There we go. So let me take this off. You see me using this socket wrench because my little bit is lost in the tool bag. I didn't want to spend time looking for it, digging it out, so we'll just do this manually right now. It's a 5/16 screw that we're holding this cover on, and that's holding this strap. Alright, now we can pull the old one out. Just drop the new one in, and we'll just put it back together now. Alright, so again, the way to know what kind of capacitor you need, either you can look up specs, or if you look at the capacitor itself, there you go, you'll see the reading that you're supposed to get. It's a 55, 50 for the compressor, 5 for the fans. So this just stores power. Okay, now the car's gone by. The capacitor just stores power to help jump start everything since it uses a lot of power. So let's go hooking it up. All the common, it's kind of loose, I'll pinch that. Alright, so now with everything put together, I'm just going to go ahead and test it before I put the cover on to make sure everything is okay and working as it should. So I'll be right back. Alright, this works perfect. So let me just tell you a quick note. One thing to keep in mind, I have seen several techs, both in Tennessee and here in the Springs, especially Garden of the Gods campground, and the techs have told customers they had to replace the whole air conditioner, and when I went out to test it, it was just a capacitor. So that's a symptom of capacitor. It's just having trouble start. Sometimes some air conditioners have two separate capacitors, so it's going to have its own capacitor for the fan, that's a smaller one, and a big one for just the compressor. Every RV is a little different, you just have to look at it, but it is definitely worth testing before you replace a whole air conditioner and spend around $1,000 on a new unit. So I just wanted to throw that in because I hadn't made a video about this yet, and it might be worth testing the capacitor if your air conditioner is having issues, but it's that easy to test if you have the right multimeter. And as you saw, it's probably a $20, $30 part instead of a $1,000 air conditioner unit by the time you put labor and all to fixing it. So hope this helps. Have a good day.